Now at 6, area youth show off their livestock at the Crawford County Fair. Plus, we have some do-it-yourself tips from the experts on cleaning up after storm damage. And we're taking you for a live look from the annual Marion Days festival in Carthage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The community of Caney, Kansas is experiencing a severe water shortage. This is KOAM News at 6. Authorities in Caney have categorized the situation as a stage 3 emergency. That's the top of the scale. It means residents can use water only for essential activities. Caney's water usually comes from the Little Caney River and a backup reserve, Timber Hill Lake, but the lake level is just too low right now. The city's pool water will be dechlorinated to further be used by residents. The city will also pump water from below the dam back into the water lock. Those measures will help to keep Caney's reserve for another 3 months. After a couple of weeks to go before the beginning of school, well, the city's district is also taking measures to support the cause.
So we transitioned to bottled water. We shut down the use of our water fountains to kind of conserve that as we go through. We look at some optional methods within our cooking, so that way we're using less water for certain recipes and go to a menu that may utilize less water.
The solution for the problem is just pray for rain. We're going to have water to fill up our resource water too, Timber Hill Lake again, and good Lord knows where we're at.
Caney is not the only city in southeast Kansas or the viewing area for that matter dealing with water problems. We're going to have more on the situation tonight on KOAM News at 10. Right now, meteorologist Sam Lane, we need some rain. We need some relief from the heat.
We sure do, Dow. We need relief from the drought situation, as well as you mentioned, the temperatures. And right now, unfortunately, we don't have either. We do have some showers and storms, but they're way up to the north, and that's where they're going to stay for another few days. But then as we go towards the weekend, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel as far as rain goes, but we definitely need some rain, especially in Chautauqua and Elk counties and Montgomery counties, as that's the epicenter of the drought situation. We have lots of heat, though. We're in excessive heat warning until 9 o'clock for southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, the western counties of southwest Missouri, and a heat advisory surrounding that. So we're going to be dealing with the warm temperatures for at least another couple of days, including this evening, dropping down through the 90s to the 80s to around 80 degrees by tomorrow morning. And the UV index, it's going to be very high again tomorrow as well, so definitely take the precautions. Of course, we'll have more details on the forecast coming up in just a bit.
See you soon. Marion Days kicks off today in Carthage, Missouri. The event brings together Vietnamese Catholics from all around the nation. KOAM's Jasmine Knight is there live to tell us more.
As you can see, we have tents set up everywhere. Around each corner, there's going to be food, water, and a bunch of people socializing and just having a great time. Marion Days is also celebrating its 44th year this year. The festival aims to celebrate culture, traditions, and language. For the younger generations, it gives them the opportunity to use their native language, but also the opportunity to learn a little bit more English.
For me, it was a little different because my household used both English and Vietnamese because I had 3 older sisters at that time. So learning Vietnamese and English wasn't like a challenge for me. So like communicating at school or like anywhere else wasn't difficult.
So we're going to get together to keep the culture for the old people so they know that they still belong. And for the youth for them to understand what their parents and grandparents brought from Vietnam so they continue the culture.
Tonight, they will also have a worship processional that will honor the Virgin Mary.
All right. Have fun out there, Jasmine, and we'll
And the festival will also run through Saturday.
Very good. Have fun. See you tonight at 10. Jasmine, the Kansas Fair season continues with the 107th annual Crawford County Fair. That's just east of Girard. Area kids, they work hard all year long, and the fair gives them the opportunity to show off the results of that work. A lot of consideration goes into how these area kids show their livestock, including which type of animals to showcase.
I think goats take a little less of your time, so that way you can just do more things and focus on more things.
Fair offers everything from agriculture-related events to live music, a carnival, shopping, great food. You can get more information on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. The Joplin Humane Society wants the city of Neosho to know it has no more room for animals. Efforts have been made to reach out to faithful friends, but that Neosho shelter says they're also filled to capacity. To further complicate matters, the situation leaves the Neosho Police Department with no place to take animals that they might usually pick up. They're going to be limited to dangerous animals until the shelter space is available. People across much of the southwestern Missouri area are still waiting to have downed trees and big limbs cleaned up after Sunday's storm. Some homeowners have started removing storm damage on their own. Nicolette Zangara has a few ways you can stay safe next time bad weather hits.
Tree removal services across the Ozarks are completely booked out as they're trying to clean up residential areas. Now, if you're trying to take matters into your own hands and repair your own tree damage, there are a couple of guidelines you should follow.
If something looks kind of hairy, wait, call a professional.
Brad Snow with Specialty Family Tree says tree removal is a delicate puzzle requiring experience and tree knowledge to avoid additional damage to your house or yourself. He says investing in protective gear is step number one.
First off, be safe. Wear PPE, personal protective equipment. Get yourself a $100 pair of chaps so you're not spending thousands of dollars when you cut yourself, if you cut yourself. Wear gloves so you protect your hands. Wear glasses so you protect your eyes. Wear a hard hat and earmuffs so you protect your head and your hearing. Just be absolutely 100% as safe as you could be.
Snow says never work alone. If you get hurt, others may not know. According to Cox Health, more than 22,000 Americans are hurt each year in ladder accidents.
You've got to weigh the risks and the risks of getting yourself injured or hurting someone in your family because of trying to get something done quickly or maybe without the proper training or proper equipment. That risk is so much higher than most of us realize, and it's just not worth it.
Both Spain and Snow recommend being patient. While it is an inconvenience to see a fallen tree in your yard, a trip to the hospital will not help. Reporting in Nixa, Nicolette Zangara, KY3 News.
Coming up, some Oklahoma seniors get help staying cool in the summertime. Plus, Kansas health workers have provided a free way to get vaccines for anyone interested. Senior citizens in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, who need air conditioning units, well, they can now get them through Elder Care's Cool Room project. Reporter Ryan Gillen has details.
The AC units are loaned out for free to anyone over the age of 60 to help provide a little bit of relief during the hottest time of the year.
We have about 12 air conditioners in our supply right now that need to go out to seniors.
Angie Thompson oversees the project. She says she was able to purchase 23 units thanks to the community's support and has already loaned about half.
People just came out of the woodwork to support the project. We've got ample, actually more than we usually have for the summer, so the community really rallied behind our Cool Room project this year.
This is the 13th year Thompson and the Elder Care staff have handed out AC units. For seniors who don't have access to an AC unit or can't pay for repairs to the one they own, Thompson says she wants to help keep them cool.
Seniors are the most vulnerable in our community. They're the ones who really need an air conditioner in their home for physical and health and emotional reasons. And especially now with the high humidity and these high numbers, there is no reason why a senior should not have an air conditioner in their room.
Thompson hopes all of the units will go to those in need soon.
We're here for them. That's why we do this every year.
People who receive an AC unit will have to return it by early October.
A little later, the Royals-Mets game ends in less than dramatic fashion.
And we had one of the hottest days of the summer so far today. What about tomorrow as well as the weekend? Well, I'll have the answer to all that when we come back. Well, we definitely were hot today across the area. In fact, we were 103, which was the tie for the hottest temperature so far this summer. And we have a couple of more days of summer-like weather to continue. Right now in Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, lots of sunshine, lots of blue skies, hardly any clouds out there at all helping us with the temperatures. And there's that 103 in Joplin for the high, 80 was the low. We weren't even close to the record, believe it or not. 110 back in 2011 and 55. Wouldn't that feel nice? Back in 1973, and of course we're way behind on the rainfall. We do have some storms on radar, but they're way up to the north, around Kansas City along I-70, all the way over to St. Louis. In fact, there's a flood watch for eastern parts of Missouri where they're expecting rounds and rounds of showers and storms over the next few days in that part of the state. But us, we're going to stay hot and dry. Temperatures right now, look at this, 105 in Parsons, same thing in Chanute, 106 in Neodesha, that's just burning. 102 in Veneta, 99 over in Anderson. The cool spot, Monette at 95. But when you factor in the dew point, it feels even hotter. 112 in Iola, 113 in Fort Scott, 112 in Nevada and in Stockton, just brutal. And then as we go into tomorrow, as what it's going to feel like, about the same. 111 down in Novawada and Veneta, 113 in Grove, 109 a popular number. And then Friday, still temperatures feeling like 107, 108. These are not the actual temperatures, but what it's going to feel like with the heat index. Rain chances are going to be low for the next 24 hours, not zero tomorrow, but isolated storms possible, especially up towards the north. And that's where the track of the storms are going to be for the next few days. But then as we go into the weekend, we'll start to see an increase in shower and thunderstorm activity in our area, hopefully bringing us a little bit of precipitation. In fact, on Saturday and Sunday, there's a risk of severe weather for our northern counties. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer. And all the parameters are on the low side. Ridge of high pressure, that's what's causing all the heat. That's eventually going to retreat back towards the west as we go into Friday and Saturday, and that's finally going to allow some storm activity to move in from the north and west. But in the meantime, it's going to be hot and dry with temperatures in the 80s tonight for lows, and then tomorrow afternoon, highs around 100 degrees across the entire area once again. Partly cloudy skies, and then as we go into Friday morning, notice a chance of showers up towards the north, so that'll feel nice. And then as we head into Friday afternoon, again, partly cloudy with highs around 100. And then as we go into Saturday morning, more scattered showers and storms finally starts to move into our area with lows in the 70s. How about the next 7 days? It's going to be hot. Tomorrow, 103, maybe 104, and then 99 on Friday, 98 on Saturday, and then finally closer to normal the early part of next week with better chances of showers and thunderstorms. And Dow, we certainly need quite a bit of rainfall to help with the drought situation.
Yeah, obviously water supply in some communities, particularly Caney, is an issue.
Absolutely.
Also farms and gardens and lawns.
Keep our fingers crossed.
You bet. Thanks, Dan. Kansas health workers are offering vaccine clinics for anyone interested. These clinics are going to take place the first Wednesday of each month and will be offered free to the public. You can also get your blood pressure checked, as well as vaccine education and your vaccination records if you're registered in your state's vaccine registry. The next one is scheduled for September 6th in Weir, Kansas at the Senior Citizens Building from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Just the opportunity to come and engage with us and engage with the other community partners that are here and interaction with us to be educated and just get to see one-on-one on a more low-key event.
You can get more information on these events, including specific times and locations, at the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. John Dales joins us now. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M volleyball has a brand new head coach.
Yeah, that's right, and it's someone who has an extensive pedigree of success. And a local high school football team and whose players are homeschooled gets some very encouraging news. Those stories and more coming up next. It's an exciting time of the year for local baseball, and that includes the Pittsburgh American Legion Patriots from Post 64, who have qualified for a regional tournament in Pelham, Alabama, and they begin playing tonight. Now, the Patriots got here by sweeping Iola in the Super State Championship. It's the third year in a row that this team has made it to the regional tournament. Tonight, first pitch for game number 1, just a few minutes away. And here's a look at what Pittsburgh is up against. They're in game number 4 against the host team from Shelby City, Alabama. Now, a year ago, those two played each other in the losers bracket and Pittsburgh won. Regardless of the outcome tonight, though, the Patriots will not be eliminated because this is a double elimination tournament. Big news for Cornerstone Spartans, an 8-man high school football team made up of players that are homeschooled or don't want to compete with the school they attend. They find out that they've been named, or they've been approved competition from the Missouri State High School Activities Association. And football head coach Taryn Pullum says this news from the state is exactly the kind of break his program needs.
It's huge, honestly, and we're approved as approved competition, meaning we can't compete in playoffs or anything in Missouri. But the biggest upside for us here is before becoming approved competition, we couldn't play any Missouri schools, meaning that we had 3 or 4 3-hour or 4-hour car rides a year to go up to Wichita or Little Rock, places, or Topeka, places like that, just to play a full season. So hopefully now we can play some of these more local teams and not have to travel so much. And we're hoping that that will, entice some parents to let their homeschool boys play football.
Northeastern Oklahoma A&M Volleyball has a new leader for its program. The school announces today that Sarah Wall will take over as head coach effective immediately. Now, she's had success at every level of her coaching career, which began at Webb City, then she moved to Carl Junction, and over 20 years at the high school level, she amassed more than 400 victories. In 2013, Carl Junction Volleyball made a state championship appearance for the first time in school history, which went a long way into her induction in the CJ Athletics Hall of Fame. And she spent the past 5 years as an assistant at Pitt State. And in Major League Baseball, it had been 312 days since the Kansas City Royals had won 4 games in a row. But late last night, it looked like the stars might have aligned perfectly for that streak to come to an end. Kansas City had won 3 in a row. It was tied with 2 outs against the Mets in the bottom of the 10th inning. New York pitcher Josh Walker just slightly moves his back foot off the rubber before the pitch. And now it takes a little bit of discussion from the umpires, but they say, yeah, that's a balk and a game winner for the Royals. Walker came out of the bullpen for that pitch. He hadn't even thrown a pitch yet. And that slight flinch is all it takes. The Royals win their 4th game in a row.
That's interesting on so many ways. Yeah, balk off. Wow. I wonder how that goes in the record books for Walker, the batter. Is that increases on base percentage?
I wonder who gets the RBI, too.
That is an excellent question. Wow. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to hear how some people attending Marion Days in Carthage are beating the intense heat. That festival goes on for a number of days. Plus, we're going to hear more from Caney, Kansas City officials about the water issues there and how the closure of Yellow Freight is impacting workers in Springfield and in Baxter Springs, Kansas. Those stories, a whole lot more, of course. It's all coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, we're going to have to put up with the heat for a bit longer, but there is relief down the road.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully it's not an oncoming train. We have 103 tomorrow, 99 on Friday, and then 98 on Saturday, and then finally back to normal on Sunday. But notice we have chances of showers and storms. Now, not everybody's going to get rain, nor is it going to be raining the entire time, but at least it's something. And we also have cooler temperatures to look forward to. So not too bad. We just have to get through tomorrow and the next couple of days.
As well as overnight lows down into the low to mid 60s on some nights.
With lower dew points too.
Wow, won't that be nice? Final sports note.
Pittsburgh Patriots from Post 64, they start play right now in the first game of their tournament. They're hoping to advance a little further than they have. They've been in this tournament 3 years in a row, but haven't had a ton of success. Got a really good team this year, though.
I know we'll be following them. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.